Celebrating the grand opening, well, the soft grand opening of National College of Business and Technology, the Memphis campus. And we're happy to be here, aren't we?
Yeah.
I am just so elated to be your mistress of ceremonies for this evening. I also play a dual role on tonight, not just a happy camper, but I am also an educator with National College of Business and Technology. I'm the business department chair here at the Memphis campus, and I am so very proud. You have got a treat in store for you on tonight. We have wonderful entertainment. It's Kayla Pageant. Let's give her a hand.
It's above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
We have Miss Katie A. Hatcher, 14-year-old performing artist, who will be coming to you now to sing a rendition. Way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and
without an acknowledgement of where I've come from. And I know that it's no small thing. Every single person, with the exception of my closest friend Gail, said to me, "You're not going to make it." Everybody told me that I wasn't going to make it. Those same people now say, "Oh no, we always knew," but that is not true. I can understand why people say that now. "Oh yes, of course, we always knew," but everybody told me I wasn't going to, because let's face it, there was nobody who looked like me. I was overweight and black and female and part Jerry Curl. I don't know another overweight Jerry Curl person who can say, "I made it."
How inspiring. And I love that one-liner. And I waited so that everybody could hear that one-liner, that no one else looked like her. No one else looked like her. But she took that risk, and she did it anyway. And she made it. So that is what I want to instill in my students, that you can make it. Doesn't matter how you look, where you come from. You can make it. Okay? Without further ado, I've been talking a lot about my students. I've been bragging everywhere I go. They can do it. They can do it. I've got confidence in them. They've been practicing, you know, so we're going to show them some love. We're going to show them some love as they come and introduce to you our honorees for the evening. So, without further ado, my students. I'm a proud mom. My students. Take it away, students.
My name is Tamika Brewer Fleming. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. Don Hudson, CEO of U.S. Learning. He's also a speaker, consultant, and he is the author of 1 Minute Negotiator, which was on the New York Times best-selling list. For more than 40 years, Mr. Hudson has been in the business of making people believe they can do better and giving them the skills to do it. He also conducts prosperity seminars at the Memphis Botanic Gardens. Mr. Hudson is an expert on entrepreneurship and success through selling. Without further ado, I want to present to some and introduce to others Mr. Don Hudson.
Very good. Well, thank you for this award, and thank you for your very kind words. I appreciate that. You know, getting an award is always a good thing because it makes you feel good on the inside. You've made me the center of attention in your universe for this split second. For that, I appreciate it. But you know, the bad news is when you get an award, you got to be really careful because it might get your ego out of whack. I might get filled with self-importance. Zig Ziglar had a wonderful line. He said, "Just because you've done something well, be real careful because you might contract the disease called egomania." And that's bad. That's when you start believing your own press. It gets scary. He said egomania is a very strange disease. It makes everybody sick except the one who's got it. Anyway, I'm appreciative of this, Katrina. Thank you so much. And I wish you and your students great luck in the future. And I appreciate this. Thank you.
My pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Ed Honoree. Mr. Ed Honoree is a speaker. He's a radio host, consumer advocate, and author of The Kindness Revolution. The Kindness Revolution is a member-based initiative of businesses committed to raising the awareness of the importance of values such as kindness, the leadership, customer service in the communities. We had the pleasure of attending a U.S. Learning Monthly Prosperity Seminar at the Memphis Botanic Garden here in Memphis, Tennessee, in which Mr. Honoree spoke about the Kindness Revolution and how it inspired us to pay it forward. Without further ado, I now present to you Mr. Ed Honoree.
Does anybody happen to remember the that are in my age group? I mean, I'm old enough to be. You were twinkling your dad's eye when this happened. But anybody remember when the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I do.
Don't we all remember that?
Yeah.
You're not old.
I've seen it on TV.
Do you ever remember the act that came on after the Beatles?
No.
Well, that's how a professional speaker feels when they're introduced after Don Hudson. So I will forever be known to this group as the guy who followed Don Hudson. But Katrina, I do appreciate this, and on behalf of the hundreds of business members of the Kindness Revolution and thousands of friends of the Kindness Revolution across the country. I accept this on their behalf. Thank you very
I
much.
have the honor this evening of presenting to you a company that is the source for local business news, research, and events in Memphis and the Mid-South region. Through their weekly print, newspaper, website, networking events, award events, and book lists, they contact Memphis business leaders to the community and to each other. Founded in 1979, their mission is to provide their audience with the most accurate and useful information possible in print and online while serving as the primary facilitator of business events in the greater Memphis area. I present to you this evening the Memphis Business Journal.
I'm not the Memphis Business Journal. I am. And I can tell you that I'm really a lot better at the written word than the spoken word. So I just thank you for this award, and we appreciate it.
Good evening, distinguished honorees. My name is Jocelyn Miller, and tonight I have the honor of introducing Mr. Dean Dale, President of the Memphis Music Foundation. Mr. Dale is an accomplished musician, businessman, and civic activist. For his countless community services, he was presented with the keys to the city. Currently, Mr. Dale serves as the Governor's Commissioner for West Tennessee of the Tennessee Music and Film Commission, a native of Chicago, but currently he resides in a city that's synonymous with music. And we all know that Memphis means music. So without further ado, I present to you Mr. Dean Dale.
Thank you so very much on their behalf.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ashley Mims, and I'm here tonight to present to you, to introduce to others, Mr. Roby Williams, President and CEO of the Black Business Association here in Memphis, Tennessee, where he has been motivating and assisting minority and women-owned business owners to establish successful businesses. Roby has also inspired former National College of Business and Technology Memphis campus student Wardy Parks IV, and he too is a successful businessman. Roby is known by his peers to be principled and committed to helping others achieve their success. Roby also refers to himself as the opportunity facilitator. It is with great pleasure to introduce to you tonight Roby Williams, President and CEO of the Black Business Association.
I'm overwhelmed. People who know me know that I don't take bows. In my office, I showed this to Myron just yesterday. I have a trophy that was given to Robert Lipscomb in the year 2000 for the Benny Awards for the work he had done. And I called Robert the next day. I said, "Hey man, you forgot your trophy." He said, "Roby, I didn't forget it. Remember what I said when I spoke? I don't think I should be rewarded for things that I do for which I'm compensated." Well, I won't be leaving this tonight. This will be displayed prominently in our office, and I shall cherish this always. Thank you so much for considering us. My teammate is also a recipient tonight, and what's rewarding to me is I'm being recognized with so many people who I've admired for so long. Don Hudson, Ed Hall I've known since 1980, Burnell Smith, Jerome Robinson, and my teammate Myron Mays. This is fantastic. Katrina Singletary, thank you so very much. All of you, God bless.
My name is Ryan Banks, and it is a great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Darrell Cobbins. Mr. Cobbins established Universal Commercial Real Estate LLC, a licensed commercial real estate firm, in 2007. He serves as president and principal broker of the firm. Mr. Cobbins possesses a strong background in commercial and corporate real estate, as well as economic development. Combined with his commitment to client service and civic leadership, Mr. Cobbins makes a tremendous contribution to the company's professional and community service to small business, corporate, nonprofit, and government clients. Mr. Cobbins founded the Regional Power Breakfast in 2011 to provide a regular venue for minority business owners and professionals to connect with each other on a monthly basis, as well as hear first-hand about business opportunities for the growth of their respective business ventures. Without further ado, in great pleasure, I present to you Mr. Darrell Cobbins.
Thank you, Ms. Singletary. Thank you, to the National College of Business and Technology. Thank you to the students. You all have done a marvelous job. Thank you to my wife, Mickey. Who allows me to be an entrepreneur, and all that comes with that, her love and support. And thank you to the other honorees. All of them are friends of mine, people who I've gone to college with, worked in organizations with, and who I respect tremendously. So I consider it an honor to be recognized in the same company as a lot of these individuals. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it.
First of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Myron Mays, a Citadel broadcasting radio personality, Director of Development and Communication for the Black Business Association. He also is a writer and a columnist for the Tri-State Defender newspaper and the owner of the Big Idea Entertainment Company. Mr. Myron Mays was awarded as the Man of Excellence for the Tri-State Defender. He was also awarded Business Journal Top 40 and Under 40, and helped organize our very first business network mixer for the National College of Business and Technology at the Holiday Inn Select. Last but not least, Mr. Myron Mays. He's presently working for WRBO Soul Classic 103.5 FM, my favorite radio station. He also has worked at WLOK AM, WKNO TV Channel 10, WHBQ Fox 13, and TBN. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Myron Mays.
I had no idea we were going to, have the opportunity to speak, but I'll go ahead and say this here. Two people I'd like to thank, God and my mama, and we'll get that on out of the way. People ask me all the time, Myron, how are you able to do all of these things? How are you able to be on the radio all the time, go to BBA during the day, write for Tri-State Defender, do all your What's Happening Myron stuff? And I tell people all the time, each and every one of those things are things that I love to do. And Roby says this all the time in the office, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. I got 5 jobs. I don't work. and I enjoy it. And thank you very much for recognizing me.
My name is Karen Hillard, and I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Bernard E. Smith II. He is publisher and president of the Tri-State Defender, one of the oldest African-American newspapers in the United States. Mr. Bernard is president of the 100 Black Men of Memphis Incorporated. He is a board member of the Black Business Association and the Urban Child Development Advisory Council. He is also founding member of the Coalition for a Better Memphis. Without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to Mr. Bernard E. Smith II.
Thank you so much for the great introduction. And I want to say that, yeah, I am elated to be here today to receive this award, and it's incredible for me because I got an opportunity to come home, and my folks always say if you can't do anything, you can always come home. And for me, a lot of you don't know, I got a chance to exercise one of my true passions in life, which is to teach. And so several years ago, I had the opportunity to teach classes here and work under the tutelage of Patrina and Mr. Denny. He was so gracious to give me the opportunity to work with some of the students here, and it was just an incredible opportunity. And so I also want to say that to be amongst this esteemed group, Representative Hardaway, Darrell Cobbins, Mr. Hudson, who knew my father who passed a few years ago, Myron, Roby, the Memphis Business Journal, my colleague in the world of journalism, and of course Mr. Harrell. It is certainly a pleasure for me to be amongst this distinguished group and to be recognized for the thing that I love to do, which is to help make Memphis into a better place for all of us to live, and do that through various media outlets, and as we build the new Tri-State Defender. So again, thank you guys for recognizing me and the work that we're doing, and know that you can always call on me to support this work.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Little, and I have the pleasure of presenting our next honoree, the Special Olympics of Greater Memphis. The Special Olympics of Greater Memphis provides year-round sports training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, giving them opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, and participate in the sharing of gifts, skills, and friendship with their families, other Special Olympic athletes, and the community. The concept was introduced in 1962 by Eunice Kennedy Shriver when she started a day camp in her home. I myself am a personal contributor to Special Olympics, so without further ado, we would like to present the award to the Special Olympics of Greater Memphis.
Hi guys, this is Tony and this is Alex, and I know a lot of you as well, and my name is Lisa Taylor, and Memphis Rocks. I gave up my corporate job to give back to the community because I believe in it, and I believe in Special Olympics. Let me tell you, their smiles are contagious, and if we all could be like them, there is no black and white. We would live in a phenomenal world. And I would challenge any of y'all, if you just want to come out and do something, volunteer, let me tell you, your eyes would be opened up to a new world. It's phenomenal. So thank you for all your support. She's been out and volunteered with us. And yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, can you tell us about the polar bear plunge?
Oh yes, next weekend. Okay.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday on Mud Island. I think maybe Daryl and his wife will come down. Daryl will go with me. I'm thinking Daryl and I, we've done a lot of little good events together, so maybe this one. We are doing our Polar Bear Plunge Chili Cook-Off. It's our biggest fundraiser. It's a big tent on Mud Island. We have teams competing in a chili cook-off. You can come and taste the chili just for $5. It's free to get in, free to park on Mud Island. And then at 3 o'clock, crazy people raise money to jump into the water. They dress in crazy costumes and everything. So if you want to come down for a fun time, I mean, what else do you have to do on the first Saturday in February, the day before the Super Bowl? So, and all the athletes are out there, and it all benefits Special Olympics. So maybe y'all can see Daryl, maybe, what about, dressed up as a ballerina, going in the water with me.
Get Rosie to come with you.
Thank you guys.
It's a pleasure of presenting someone to you. And I bet he thought I forgot, but I didn't forget. The concept guy. How could I forget the concept guy? Mr. Jerome Robinson. Jerome is a very dear friend. He forces me to breathe. He'll tell me, stop, breathe, and he's just always there when I need him to be there. I admire him because of the fact that he has launched JustMyMemphis.com that is doing, oh my God, astronomical things, and spotlighting Memphis in a very positive light. I'm so very proud to be on his team because, little do you know, the Facebook person for Just My Nashville, the editor, one of the editors, is me. He asked me to be on his team, and I'm so gracious for doing that. And since that time, he has gone on and did something else. He has launched Just My Charlotte, which is another one of his creations that's on Facebook right about now, and that is gaining a great deal of momentum as well. And if that wasn't enough, he has the audacity to launch a TV show called Just My Memphis on Air. So he is doing great things in the Memphis community, and I'm so very proud to call him my friend, my mentor, and my boss. So, Mr. Jerome Robinson.
I feel so honored to be here today. There's a lot of great people here in this room, and just a year ago, Just My Memphis didn't exist. And Patrina said a lot of great things about me, but Just My Memphis isn't about me. It's about not being a city that's black, not being a city that's white, not being a city that's rich or poor. It's about an entire city coming together and doing great things. And as a result, we now get to cover some really amazing stories. Just today, we got to interview TLC's Little Couple. Last week, we were interviewing Jeremy Park. So any event that's going on in the town that's doing good things for the community, we want to cover those stories. And so it's not about me, but I want to thank you guys for the honor. It's been really great to be here. Thank you, Katrina.
We have one last very special recognition, and I hope I don't choke up on this one, because this person is so very dear to me, so very dear to me. And every chance I get on my radio show, Business Over Coffee Nashville, which airs, Business Over Coffee Nashville presents Saturdays with Singletary, which airs on Blog Talk Radio at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I try to fit it in where I can brag on him. He just doesn't know how he inspired me as a high school student back in 1983. And they were auditioning for teenage radio reporters. I found out about it. It's like, although I'm this thin, wimpy kid, very shy, I knew that I wanted to do that. Something about it. I wanted to do it. So I wrote a letter, not only a letter, but a 3-page letter, by the way. And I know you've forgotten about that, but you guys teased me about that 3-page letter. I did it, and I'm glad I did it. And I was chosen. I was chosen to be a teenage radio reporter to represent my high school. And I thought that was the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's all because of Mr., State Representative, G.A. Hardaway. And at that time, he was not State Representative G.A. Hardaway. He was a man of honor, a man of dignity that wanted to make a difference in the lives of people like me. And little did he know, he did. He succeeded. And he had a little help too, because I always tend to talk about State Representative because he's in the public eye. But there's someone else that's behind the scenes that helped him, that teamed up with him. And that is Vice President of Tri-State Bank, Antonio Benson. And I've got to reach out to him too. But from that point forward, when I started representing my high school on the radio on a weekly basis, it just revolutionized my life. I figured this is what I'm going to do. But I diverted from that. And I went into management, majored in management in the college years. But because of founder and CEO, Miss Sherry Henley, who I'm going to bring up in just a moment, I got back into the radio scene. And I'm here to stay this time. I'm here to stay. But I owe all of the credit to you and to Mr. Antonio Benson. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you and for being a giver. And I too want to be a giver and pay it forward. So without further ado, State Representative G.A. Hardaway.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank Katrina, but then again, I want to say, why do you date me like that? You know, to just be a part of this vast array of talent, success, those who have achieved excellence in their own respective endeavors. It's humbling, because I know that there's a singular mission that we're all about, and that's to be the best at what we're doing, but also to give back while we're doing it. And to be here with Roby and Myron and Daryl, and it's the unique thing about it is I'm seeing a former mentee actually honor current mentees. Okay? And that is what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Seeing that it's turning over and seeing that they're building on the foundation that was laid. And that's what keeps me doing what I'm doing. When I go to Nashville and I have to call Burnell and fuss at him sometime, and at other times I actually get advice from him. It's because when I'm on my mission to advocate and articulate on your behalf, I have to have input from you. If this is going to continue, to be that government of the people, for the people, by the people, then you've got to be the conscience, you've got to be the driving force, you've got to be the terminator of whether or not I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, whether my colleagues are performing according to your wishes, and if we're not, you need to get busy and hold us accountable. It's that simple. I admire what Katrina has done through these years. Her ability to pull this group together says a lot about her. The students who came and stood as presenters, it says a lot, not only about them, but about her. And that's humbling to me when I think about that young lady way back when, she was already told, who wasn't sure of herself, much less what she wanted to do, how she wanted to proceed, and what life she wanted to make for herself. And to see her now, and to see her network, her relationships, her ability to be the best at what she's doing. The only word I can say is humbling. And for me to stand here is merely a sign that I have a good team. I have a good team. I have a good team of advisors, some of whom you awarded tonight. They probably don't want me to tell you who they are. Last thing I want to reiterate is how proud I am of the students that you've been able to mentor, teach, to get ready in order for them to pursue the careers of their choice. So I don't want you to applaud me. I would like for you to applaud these students who have made it possible for us to stand here and actually receive these honors.
Our CEO and founder of Business Over Coffee International. Come on down.
I am very honored to be here tonight. I am in awe of what you've put together, Katrina, this entire networking meeting. It's going to be incredible afterwards as well when we're able to pass out those business cards. I'm also very, very impressed with this building and what National College of Business and Technology is doing in Memphis. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces here in the crowd, and thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of making this happen. And for our crew, could I get all of you to stand, and also LRD Virtual Admin over here, BOCI over here, would you stand? We are now live across the world. And we are also streaming the Twitter and the Facebook's live, so your picture's already out there. Thank you very much.
Hello, people. I'm Lois Raleigh-Durham. I'm the goofball of the group. As she mentioned, I have my own business called LRD Virtual Administrative Service. I mostly do like web design, social media. I can't really prove it with the way this is going, but but I do a mixture of things like say you got a whole bunch of videos you want to edit, audio you want to edit, I can do that as well. You can check out my wholly brand new website that I just had to redo because someone decided they wanted to hack it, but it's okay. it gives me to redo it, so I'm grateful for that. But you can actually check out the new website. It's at ldvirtualadminservice.com.
I have to do something that is so touching, so very touching to me. I am just overwhelmed that we were able to do this. What I'm speaking of is a labor of love, first and foremost, something that is very near and dear to my heart, that I have been working with the business department faculty here at Memphis, the Memphis campus on for a few years. And it has just grown by leaps and bounds. And now we're going to take it to another level. We really are. Before I begin, I would like to, by way of technology, bring in Mr. Andre Harrell, who is the president of AH2 and Beyond Consulting, who is going to tell you a little bit more about this labor of love called the Michael D. Singletary Foundation. So, Andre, are you there? Can you hear us, Andre?
I'm not sure if he can hear us, but let me know he's on.
Well, he's saying something. I think he can hear us. As a heads up, we're going to see if we can hear you. Yeah. Don't you love it when you're on like that, things like that? Okay. Okay, so we can't get audio feed?
No, that mutes it.
Okay.
Its mic is on.
Its mic is on, but we just can't hear.
Speaker's on too.
Speaker's on.
Yeah, it's all the way up.
What about his speakers?
On his end.
I don't know.
Andre, how are your speakers?
Yeah, I'm asking We're asking Chaplain.
He's a consummate professional. I said you're the consummate professional, Andre. Thank you for being such a trooper. I think he's typing right about now, though.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but while they're trying to get that together, I want to tell you a little bit more about the Michael D. Singletary Foundation, the Tennessee Association of Independent Colleges and Schools, to help them with the initiative of providing social skills workshops, what we already do here at the Memphis campus. But they want us to do it for all of the Tennessee Association of Independent Colleges in the state of Tennessee. And it's about 33. And we'll be helping over 90,000 students. And we're so honored. We're so very honored to take on this project and be a part of the Tennessee Association of Independent Colleges and Schools. But at the same time, we will be helping them, but we're not limited to tax. That's the acronym. We want to do this nationwide. And my buddy, Andre Harrell, who's based out of Philadelphia, is doing something very similar on his own in Philadelphia with the schools there. And he offered, I just met him on LinkedIn, and I told him what we were doing here, and he willingly helped us with a number of workshops. And he wants to be a part of the foundation as well. So I had to make him a board member. So with that said, I'm going to go back and see if we got audio at this point for Andre, because I want him to say a few words on behalf of the foundation. Anything yet?
He said his mic is unmuted and everything on his end is good. Everything on here is good too. I don't know why we're not able to hear him.
Okay. Recently, there is someone else that willingly wanted to be a part of the Michael D. Singletary Foundation. And I have a lot of big sisters. I get a lot of love and support. And I approached her and asked her if she would, want to be a part of the foundation. And again, a resounding yes. So I'm going to bring down one of my big sisters, Miss Terry Murphy.
Okay, do you have a booster? Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
I will get therapy later. I believe that education, when you leverage the wisdom, the knowledge, and the experience of someone who's already walked the walk, can bring you to a place that you never thought you could be. No matter where you were born, no matter who your mom and daddy were, or if you even knew who they were, and if you adopted some. At the end of the day, we are each a piece of a puzzle that is totally unique. And I have had the most wonderful blessings of being with people who are willing to help me. And I call it pay it forward, but I don't really call it pay it forward. I just say, let's just do it. And if you can find the willing people, then you can be a coach. And we have coaches, and they have coaches, and we help each other go down that road we call life. And when it's all over, we take that success and we convert it to significance, and we make a better place. And I am honored to be a part of it. Thank you. And I'll talk to you later.
This is bittersweet for us. A lot of you don't know, but Michael D. Singletary is my brother. Or shall I say, was my brother. And he's no longer with us. But he made such an impact on all of our lives. I can do this, okay? Such an impact on our lives. He was originally from Memphis, but he went to college in Nashville, And he made a name for himself in Nashville as a community leader. He loved to help, and to help the youth in particular. And since his death in 2000, I've always wanted to honor him and to continue his legacy. So, the thing about it, I couldn't think of any other name to name the foundation but the Michael D. Singletary Foundation. Here he is. That's my brother, my little brother. He's 2 years younger than me. Still love him. He's still with me in my heart. And I know that he is smiling on our efforts right about now. And we've got the website there. That's the unveiling of our website, www.michaeldsingletary.org. We would appreciate your support. We want to help more students. We want to do big things, great things with the students. As a matter of fact, I talked with Honoree Harrell, and Terry, I'll be talking with you about this too, about taking the students to Atlanta, Georgia for a 2-day business convention with Ms. Tori Johnson, who is a Good Morning America contributor. But we're going to need your help in order to make that happen. The trip is scheduled for June, so we've got to move quick. And I had the pleasure of going to Spark and Hustle, which is the name of the convention, in Nashville last year. But unfortunately, she's not coming to Nashville. But Atlanta is one of her stops. And we want as many deserving college students to go. And that is a part of the effort through Tennessee Association of Independent Colleges and Schools. So it will not be just Memphis campus students going, but we're wanting to outreach to all of the students in Tennessee under that umbrella and help as many that want to go to this trip in June. I've got some information, a little bit more information about TAX as a whole, and a little blurb at the bottom about the Michael D. Singletary Foundation. That should have been on the registration table, but if not, I'll make sure it is. So please take one. Take one with you to find out a little bit more about the foundation and what we do and what we stand for. And you can always go to the website, www.michaeldsingletary Foundation. And very soon we will be able to solicit online and make online contributions, but that's not so right about now. So think about it, and I know that we're going to make a difference. Thank you so very much.
Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. We do appreciate you taking your time. All the awardees, Representative Haraway, we really appreciate that. We wanted to do this to recognize those in the community who have really shown an interest out there, and we enjoy doing this. We do it about every year. But another reason we wanted to do it, we wanted to show off our new facility. For any of those of you who were at the other facility, it wasn't not that it wasn't useful, not that it wasn't nice, but man, it's like driving a sports car when you had a Yugo. I'm saying, okay? But realistically, you know, what is the building? It's just a shell. And for people that things that breathe life into that shell. We have our staff and our faculties. To our staff and faculty, wherever you are around the building or not here tonight, thank you all very much. And then, of course, we have our students who are really the reason we're here. And you met a few of them tonight. You all did a great job, by the way. Pat yourself on the back. Don't worry about spraining your arm. Okay, they did a great job. So for those of you who are out there in the community, hopefully you like that product. So I'm sure they're going to be, some of these are going to be graduating pretty soon. They're going to need a job. I'm sure if you were impressed, let us know. Also, if you would like to come in and give a talk to any of the students, or something you want to give back to the school, I'm sorry, to the students, or give back. If you want to have a meeting here, just let me know. I'm more than happy to host you all. Okay? But again, there's lots of food here. Contrary to what people were talking about, I was not back there fingering it all. So please, help yourself. There's lots out there. Enjoy. And again, thank you all for coming out. Thank you very much.